The puff puff that spoke. It was a bright Saturday morning when Bimbo and her daughter Joyce set out to hawk as usual. Bimbo sold puff puff, and together they sang their cheerful tune as they walked through the streets. Come and buy puff puff. Your teeth needs it. Everyone in the town loved Mama Joyce's puff puff. People often said it was the best they had ever tasted, and many waited eagerly each morning for the mother and daughter to pass by. Mama Joyce, as everyone called her, was a beautiful young woman with a kind heart and a radiant smile. She sang with a sweet voice and was always ready to help others, even though she didn't have much. But not everyone was happy for her. Some women in the town grew jealous of her success and began to gossip behind her back. Among them was Mama Ngozi, also known as Mama Ankara, because she sold fabrics. Out of envy, she decided to visit Mama Joyce's house, pretending she just came to greet her, but secretly hoping to find out whether Bimbo added anything special to her puff puff. Mama Joyce, being her usual friendly self, welcomed her warmly and offered her a seat. She was frying puff puff outside, as she always did, to avoid the heat inside. While they were chatting, the hot groundnut oil suddenly splashed out of the pan. Startled, Mama Joyce fell to the ground and began convulsing. It was then Mama Ngozi realized that Bimbo suffered from epilepsy, but instead of helping, she quickly pulled out her phone and started recording. Moments later, Joyce returned from the errand her mother had sent her on. Seeing her mother shaking on the floor, she rushed forward, pushing Mama Ngozi aside to help. By the time Bimbo regained consciousness, Mama Ngozi had disappeared. Later that day, Bimbo was filled with shame and fear. I can't go out to hawk today, she said weakly. But Joyce, trying to be brave, decided to go out and sell alone. As she walked through the village, singing their usual song, she noticed people ignoring her. Some even turned away. Then she overheard whispers. Who knows if that puff puff isn't infected? Maybe it's from the same disease she has. Joyce's heart broke. She went home in tears, but still told her mother, don't worry, Mama. Everything will be fine. Days turned into weeks. No one bought their puff puff anymore. Meanwhile, Mama Ngozi started frying and selling puff puff herself, and business was booming. Soon, Bimbo and Joyce had no money left, not even for her mother's medicine. Despite her struggles, Joyce kept hawking, but her tray always came back full. Then one evening, Joyce returned home to find her mother lying lifeless on the floor. She screamed for help, but no one came. The neighbors looked away. After her mother's burial, Joyce walked through the town, not to sell puff puff this time, but to speak out. With tears streaming down her face, she cried out to everyone. Have you ever thought about the pain of being abandoned because of your sickness? Do you know how hard it is to live with a disease that has no cure and still face rejection? My mother didn't create herself this way. You all killed her with your hatred and gossip. Her words pierced every heart in the village. People hung their heads in shame, realizing how cruel they had been. Days later, news spread that Mama Ngozi had suffered a terrible accident while frying puff puff. Hot oil had splashed on her face, blinding her and leaving her with burns that could never heal. Lying in the hospital, she wept bitterly, whispering, if only I had stayed with my fabrics, if only I